In 1992, while the mainstream was just waking up to hip-hop, 10 tracks were moving thousands of copies in barbershops, record stores, and subway platforms across the country. These weren't your radio-friendly singles. They were the essence of what made the golden era sacred. They defined an entire generation's relationship with hip-hop. Let's resurrect them, number 10 first, and give these tracks the respect history forgot to give them. Number 10, Pete Rock and CL Smooth. They reminisce over you, or as we know it, Troy.
But you can never say that as life is through. 5 kids and 21.
If you're gonna talk about the greatest production records ever crafted in hip-hop, you have to start here. This is 1992. Pete Rock is in the laboratory, and he's not just making beats, he's constructing something that sounds like it came from another dimension. The horn section, the strings, that melancholic saxophone floating over the top. This isn't a beat, this is a composition. And CL Smooth, his voice, that cadence, that flow. When he comes in, you're not just listening to rap, you're experiencing poetry. The track itself became a standard for New York hip-hop production. Producers studied this, MCs wanted to rap over Pete Rock beats after this drop. On the streets of Queensbridge in the Bronx down in Brooklyn, this was mandatory listening. Troy didn't blow up on MTV, it blew up where it mattered, in the cypher, in the headphones of real heads, in the minds of the next generation of producers who'd spend years trying to capture what Pete Rock created. Real heads still debate whether this or Mecca and the Soul Brother is Pete Rock's masterpiece. Both are untouchable. Number 9, Ice Cube. It was a good day, 1993.
Today was a good day.
The West Coast is rising. The East Coast has been dominant for nearly a decade, but something's changing. Ice Cube comes out of NWA, pays his dues with America's Most Wanted, and by 1993 is ready to flex. This song isn't about gang violence or street warfare. It's about one man's perspective on a day that went right. Just waking up in the morning. Gotta thank God. That opening line sets the tone. The beat, produced by DJ Pooh, is laid back, almost conversational. There's saxophone, there's a bass line that sits perfectly in the pocket. Ice Cube's delivery here is different from his earlier aggression. His reflective, his telling a story. From the early morning through the evening, we're following a day in Los Angeles. The genius here is simplicity. While other rappers were getting more complex, more aggressive, Ice Cube chose to go in the opposite direction. And it worked. I didn't even have to use my AK. That line alone has become part of the vernacular. But what makes this record essential, what makes it golden era certified, is that it works on every level. The music is sonically beautiful, the lyrics are accessible, but layered with West Coast perspective, and commercially, it performed. The track proved that hip-hop didn't need to shock to succeed. It could whisper, and we listened. Number 8, The Far Side, Passin' Me by 1994. Los Angeles, California. These 4 young men, part of a collective that included Inagata Devita and other West Coast underground heroes, decided to create something that didn't fit the mold of West Coast hip-hop at the time. This wasn't Death Row Records, this wasn't Bloods versus Crips narrative, this was something lighter, funkier, more playful, Passin' Me by samples, Zeri's Do You Feel It? And what they did with that sample is masterful. The horns, the rhythm, the almost party atmosphere, the lyrics. Slim Kid Trey's, Booty Brown, JD, and Imhotep are talking about attraction, about wanting someone's attention. The whole vibe is like being at a function, seeing someone across the room, and just wishing they'd notice you. It's vulnerable and honest. The video, directed by Spike Jonze, became iconic. It's backwards. The whole video is filmed in reverse, running backwards, which sounds gimmicky, but it works. It becomes metaphorical. You can go back, time moves forward. You miss your moment. The production is layered with samples that fit together like a puzzle. And the hook, that infectious, almost sing-song hook, became instantly memorable. This record never topped the Billboard Hot 100 the way some golden era tracks did. But ask any producer, any hip-hop head who was there, and they'll tell you Passin' Me By was essential. It proved that West Coast hip-hop could be expansive, could be experimental, could reach the soul in a different way. Number 7, Dr. Dre featuring Snoop Dogg, Nothing But a G-Thing, December 1994.
Homie Snoop Dogg came to do us like this and like that, like this and
This is the record that changed everything. Snoop was fresh off his album, Doggy Style, which had already gone platinum, but this collaboration with Dr. Dre, the architect of NWA, the producer executive who had already shaped the industry, this was a statement. The beat is immediate, that bass line is thick, heavy, West Coast sonic through and through. Dr. Dre's opening verse sets the scene. He is cooler than cool, he is ice cold, he is describing the lifestyle, the aesthetic, the attitude of what a Gia thing represented at that moment in 1994 Los Angeles. And then Snoop Dogg comes in with a completely different energy. His flow is conversational, laid back, almost like he is rapping in real time. In the moment, the chemistry between these two is undeniable. Dress production, the way he's orchestrated that beat with the bass, with the sample, with the drum programming, it's nearly perfect. The song became an anthem. it was everywhere. Radio, clubs, streets. The cultural impact was enormous. And beyond the commercial success, beyond the platinum certifications, this record represented the moment West Coast hip-hop became the dominant force in the culture. East Coast had held the crown. This record passed it west. If you're tracking the culture, if you're understanding how hip-hop evolved, this record is essential documentation. Number 6, House of Pain, Jump Around, 1994.
Came to get down, so get out your seat and jump around, jump around.
Now here's where we have to acknowledge something important. House of Pain, fronted by Everlast, along with Danny Boy and DJ Lethal, weren't from the traditional hip-hop centers, but this record, produced by DJ Muggs of Cypress Hill, captured something primal about the era. The beat is absolutely infectious. It's built on a simple, propulsive, bass-driven sound, horns, repetitive elements, and that hook, that infectious, almost hypnotic hook. Jump around, jump up, and get down. It became a stadium anthem, sports events, clubs, parties. The song worked on a primitive level. It made your body move. Everlast's Irish heritage, his connection to hip-hop culture, even though he came from outside the traditional epicenters, gave the record an outsider perspective. The lyrics are boastful in a way that felt fresh. House of Pain, every single day making crazy records the Muggs way. There's a confidence and energy that's infectious. We talk a lot about lyrical complexity and sample complexity on this channel. But sometimes, the most effective record is the one that just makes you move. This record did that. It became a cultural touchstone. And while some purists initially dismissed it as too commercial, too party-friendly, it's endured. It's a staple. Every generation discovers it anew. The production, while simple in structure, is complex in execution. That drum sound is specific. That bass tone is perfect. It's a masterclass in making something that sounds effortless, but is actually precisely crafted. Number 5, Diggable Planets, Rebirth of Slick Cool, Like That, 1994 again, but this from a completely different perspective.
Rap what key beat to lock, but I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that.
Diggable Planets, Ishmael Butler, Mariana Vieira emerged from the underground with a record that sampled Herbie Hancock and created something that felt sophisticated yet accessible. The beat is absolutely gorgeous. It's breezy, it's jazz inflected. It's the antithesis of the heavy bass-driven sound that was dominating both coasts. The production is intricate without being overwhelming. And lyrically, there's wordplay, there's cultural references, there's substance. Ishmael Butler's rhyme patterns are complex. The layers of meaning in these lyrics require attention, but at the surface level, it's just cool. It feels cool to listen to. The hook is memorable but subtle. It's the rebirth of Slick, and just like that, wherein this record won a Grammy for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group, which for 1994 was significant. Diggable Planets represented something important, that hip-hop could be cerebral, could reference jazz traditions, could be experimental, and still connect with audiences. They weren't trying to sound hard. They were trying to sound smart, and it worked. The influence of this record on the underground, on jazz rap fusion attempts that would follow, cannot be overstated. Number 4, A Tribe Called Quest, Scenario 1991.
It's the tribe, y'all. Live, y'all. Inside, outside, come around.
Straight up leaders of the new school, a supergroup featuring Busta Rhymes before he was a household name, Charlie Brown and Dinko D, with A Tribe Called Quest providing the production and the platform. This record is a masterclass in hip-hop structure. The beat, that signature Q-Tip and Ali Shaheed Muhammad production, is absolutely tight. It's minimal, it's clean, it's the opposite of overcomplicated. The verses are rapid fire, Charlie Brown's delivery is energetic, Dinko D comes through, and then Busta Rhymes, he was young here, but you can hear the potential, the athletic delivery, the playfulness with language. Q-Tip comes in with that distinctive voice, that laid-back but precise delivery. Every element works. The record became legendary almost immediately. It proved that a single track could showcase multiple personalities, multiple styles, and still feel cohesive. The production holds it together. The beat is the foundation that allows these different voices to coexist. Scenario influenced everything that came after. The way rappers approach verses, the way producers think about spacing and dynamics. This record set standards, and it still holds up. Play it today, and it's not dated, it's timeless. Number 3, Digital Underground, The Humpty Dance, 1989.
Dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Come on.
Before Tupac Shakur was a household name, before Death Row Records, before the entire West Coast explosion that would define the 1990s, Digital Underground, led by Shock G and Money B, created something absolutely unique. The beat is off-kilter, it's funk-based, it's weird, it's absolutely memorable. Shock G's delivery on the opening verse is boastful, comedic, confident. The lyrics are playful. I'm a freak in a one-piece underwear. It's absurd, it's fun, it's not trying to be serious. And in an era where hip-hop was often aggressive, often dark, the Humpty Dance was refreshingly light. The production, the way the horns come in, the way the bass line walks, it's sophisticated underneath the comedic exterior. This record proved that hip-hop could be playful without losing credibility. It charted, it got radio play, it became a staple. And while Digital Underground was never as commercially massive as some of their contemporaries, their influence on West Coast hip-hop culture, their contribution to the idea that hip-hop could be experimental and fun simultaneously, cannot be understated. This record is a reminder that the golden era wasn't just hard, it was diverse. Number 2, Ice Cube, Who Got the Camera, 1993.
Who got the camera?
Again from Ice Cube, because the man was prolific, was essential. While It Was a Good Day became the mainstream anthem. Who Got the Camera was the deeper cut for heads. The production here is different. It's more aggressive, more layered, more complex. The beat has elements that feel chaotic in the best way possible. Ice Cube is talking about documentation, about legacy, about being watched, about power structures. The lyricism here is sharper, more biting than It Was a Good Day. There's social commentary woven in. The hook is memorable but demanding. Who got the camera? It's a question that resonates on multiple levels. Is it asking who's documenting history, who's in control of the narrative, who's watching whom? This record never got the radio play of It Was a Good Day, but among serious hip-hop heads, it's often preferred. It's more complex, it demands more from the listener, and that's what separates the casual listener from the devoted archivist. This is the kind of record that reveals new layers on repeated listens.
Number 1, Gang Starr, Mass Appeal, 1994, Guru and DJ Premier.
The suckers be like playing themselves to have massive
The combination of these two artists represents the absolute peak of what golden era hip-hop could achieve. Guru's delivery is crystal clear, his enunciation is perfect, his flow is conversational but rhythmically precise. DJ Premier's production is immediately recognizable. That scratching sound, those strings, that sample manipulation, it's Premier's signature sound. The beat is beautiful, it's sophisticated, it's what happens when a jazz musician becomes a hip-hop producer. Guru is rapping about hip-hop itself, about authenticity, about what keeps the culture alive. Mass Appeal is just a musical utensil. Material things are not that essential. He's addressing consumerism, authenticity, the purpose of hip-hop music. It's reflective, it's substantive, and the production doesn't overshadow the message. It supports it, it amplifies it. This record, this combination of lyrical content and sonic execution, represents everything the golden era stood for. It's technically proficient, it's culturally aware, it's artistically successful, and it endures. Play Mass Appeal today, and it doesn't sound dated, it sounds timeless. That's the mark of truly essential hip-hop. That's what we're preserving here at Hip Hop Legends Archives.
These 10 records represent different aspects of the golden era. They're geographically diverse. They span from 1989 to 1994. Some were commercially successful, some were underground classics, some did both. What unites them is the quality of the craft, the respect paid to the culture, and the staying power they've maintained across decades. If you grew up with these records, if you remember purchasing these on vinyl or cassette, if you remember the first time you heard them, you understand why we preserve this history. If you're discovering them now, you're getting the foundation right. These aren't obscure tracks, these are the bedrock of hip-hop culture. If you haven't subscribed to Hip Hop Legends Archives yet, this is your moment. We document the stories behind these records, the producers who crafted them, the cultural context that made them possible. Every week we dig deeper into the real history of hip-hop, the history that existed before algorithms and streaming numbers. Real heads appreciate real history. We keep it authentic, we keep it verified, we keep the culture alive. Tell us in the comments which of these 10 tracks defined your golden era. Which one hit different? Which one shaped your love for hip-hop? We're archiving your memories, your stories, your connection to this culture. Until next time, peace, love, and hip-hop.